Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram.
Om Agyantimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 verse number 27. Jatasya hi dhruvaha mrityu dhruvam janma mritasya cha tasmat apariharya arthe na tvam shochitum arhasi. For one who is born, death is certain, and for one who has died, birth is certain. Therefore, it is not proper for you to grieve for that which is unavoidable. Lord Krishna is giving a very clear and practical instruction in this verse. He is explaining a truth about life which no one can deny. One may believe in God, one may not believe in God. We may believe in different types of absolute reality, in different forms of the absolute reality. But there is one thing that irrespective of which religion, which faith, or even if we are atheists, that no one can deny. And what is that? That death is certain. There is actually nothing else certain in our life as is the end of our life. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his commentary explains, when the fruit of a person's previous actions experienced in his present body, these are called prarabdha karma. When these actions are exhausted, his death is certain. What is prarabdha karma? Karma are the actions for which we have to suffer good or bad reactions. We will discuss this much further later in this chapter as well as in the third chapter, Karam Yoga. So each one of us has a karma bank, just like we have bank accounts where we put money and withdraw money, and we can only spend the money that we have available in the bank account. Similarly, there is a karma bank that all of us have, in which from millions and millions of our past lifetimes, the various karmas are getting deposited. This is called sanchit karma or accumulated actions. In each life, we suffer for some of these karmas. This can be understood with an example. A bowman stands aiming at a distant target. He takes out an arrow from the quiver and releases it. While the arrow is floating through the air, the bowman takes another arrow from the bundle of arrows in the quiver and fits it in the bow. He is ready to shoot another arrow. In Vedanta, the above analogy is used to explain karma. We are that bowman. The quiver of arrows represents the accumulated karma or the sanchit karma that we have accumulated over many past lives. Now, out of this quiver, which consists of good and bad karmas, the arrows that we have shot is that portion of the sanchit karma that is responsible for our present body and destiny. This is called prarabdha karma. So the portion of the accumulated karma which influences our present life is called prarabdha. This prarabdha karma creates circumstances which we are destined to experience in our present lifetime, and they also place certain limitations via our physical, family, body or life circumstances we are born into, collectively known as our fate or destiny. And in every life we also create more karma that we deposit in our karma bank, and then in the next life we again suffer from some of those karmas. So aprarabdha karma are those for which we have not experienced the results and for which we are going to suffer good or bad reactions in the next life. So when the account of prarabdha karma in the present life is exhausted, at that time death comes. Krishna says that because the karma bank is not exhausted, the soul is going to take up another body, because it has to go through this cycle of birth and death to experience the results of actions performed in his previous body. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains in the purport, it is not possible for anyone to escape the inevitability of birth and death. So even though death is certain, we tend to forget about it. And this is an amazing reality of human life. Once when the Pandavas were in the forest spending the banishment due to losing the game of dice with Duryodhan, their wife Draupadi felt very thirsty. Nakul and Sahadev went to find some water, and they came upon a lake, but before they could take water, a voice which was that of a yaksha, an unseen person, told them that you must answer some questions, otherwise I will take your life. They tried to answer, but they were not able to give proper answers, and as a result they fainted. Then came Arjun and then Bhim, and both of them met the same destiny. Finally, Maharaj Yudhishthir, who was the eldest of the 5 Pandavas, looking for them, ended up at the same lake, and this yaksha asked the same questions. Maharaj Yudhishthir, who was well established in the conclusions of religious scriptures, gave beautiful answers to his questions. So what were these questions? These are described in detail in Mahabharata. We will also discuss them, as they are very illustrative and very meaningful as we go through Bhagavad Gita. One of the questions he asked, Kim Ascharyaha? What is the most amazing thing in this life? We may think, oh, the 7 wonders of the world are very amazing, or if we find someone who's very brilliant with a very high IQ, or this is something very amazing. All of us have different ideas of what is the most amazing. But see, what did Maharaj Yudhishthir answer? He said, Ahani ahani bhutani gachanti yam alayam sheshah sthavaram icchanti kim ascharya atah param. He said, every single day, ahani ahani bhutani gachanti, the people are dying, and where are they going? They are going to Yam Alayam, the place of the Lord of Death. Means they are giving up their body every moment. If you go to your website and look at the population calculator, and it tells you that how many people are taking birth and how many people are dying every moment. Just as you have been listening for the last 10 minutes or so to this Bhagavad Gita, hundreds and thousands of people have taken birth and have also died just within the last 10 minutes. So we know that people are dying every moment, every second, but Maharaj Yudhishthir say, you know what? What is the most amazing thing? Sheshas thavaram icchanti. Those who are still here think that this time death will never come unto me. Kim ascharya param. Therefore, this is the most amazing thing. We should actually never forget the death. And our acharyas, our Gurudev explained that one who always remember the time of death will never unnecessarily get entangled in various attachments and delusions of this life, and will always stay focused on the ultimate purpose of life, that is self-realization, understanding who the Supreme Lord is and what is our relationship with Him. So Yaksha asked that what makes the soul rise out of his entanglement in matter? How does we get out of this cycle of karma? So Maharaj Yudhishthir said, it is knowledge of the Supreme Lord which makes the soul rise above the matter, above this jad or the inert world. So this is the knowledge that Krishna is giving in Bhagavad Gita, and embracing and following his instructions will elevate our consciousness to the spiritual platform. And then how does one attain this knowledge? Yaksha asked, how can one find this eternal path? And what did Maharaj Yudhishthir say? That in the heart of great mystics, in the heart of pure devotees, by following them, one can find what is the eternal path of spiritual realization. So, death is certain. This is an eternal law of creation, and we should remember that simply by ignoring it does not mean that we will not have to face it. And then Krishna says that one who has died, birth is certain. That means death is not the end of our existence, because the soul cannot live without a body. It needs the subtle body, and in most cases it will take up a gross body as long as it is entangled in the material cycle of birth and death. So he says that this is unavoidable. You cannot reverse or stop the current of time. The Supreme Lord in the form of time, in the form of Kal, is diminishing everyone's life. So since it is unavoidable, why are you grieving about it? So this is a beautiful instruction for us, that those situations in our life that we cannot avoid, instead of fretting about them, instead of becoming stressed out about them and grieving about them, we should learn to accept them and learn how we can face them. So the right mood is that how do I face the end of my life properly? And Krishna will also explain that in Bhagavad Gita, because how we write a final exam determines how we graduate to the next class. So similarly, what is our consciousness at the time of death determines what our next body is going to be. It is not possible to break the cycle of birth and death. It is not possible to break this cycle of karma except by coming to devotional life. When one takes up the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, all his previous karmas are destroyed. And when one, without any duplicity, with all sincerity, surrenders to the Supreme Lord through the agency of a bona fide spiritual master, one starts one's journey of becoming free from this entangling bank account of karma and becoming freed from this cycle of birth and death to attain his eternal spiritual life in the abode of the Supreme Lord. And that is what we should aim for. Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe, have a very blessed day.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,